We made it. Instagram hasn't made it. Hopefully it makes it. My internet's already been crazy. Let's see. And I know I didn't tell anyone that I was going live, so that's not super helpful, but it was one of those days where it was better for me to just tell you when it happened instead of trying to commit to a certain time. Hello, Instagram, you made it. Oh, and Instagram just fell to its death. Oops. Sorry, y'all. I didn't say that I was going live at a certain time today, which I know kind of throws some people off, but it's just one of those things. Instagram, sorry, you're like literally falling over. Let me see if I can support. There we go. Hello. Hi, everyone. Hey, JJ. I can't even pronounce what your name is, but hello. So I didn't announce it because we had family photos. Clearly, I'm wearing a ugly Christmas sweater. We did family holiday photos today, and we went to the park afterwards and all this other stuff. And it was just one of those like super mom Saturdays where I was just like, you know what? I will get to it when I will get to it, but I will get to it today. Okay, so that's where we're at. So we are here, day 11 of 11. On the 23rd of 11, we made it. 11 days of Dragon Invocations and teachings. And today we have a trifecta of dragons. I actually thought it was really funny because sometimes when you're shuffling a deck, you can be shuffling and like 2 or 3 cards will like 3 or 4 cards or like more. If it's more than 2, then you're like, okay, well, which one of them is it? So I like laid them all down and flipped over the first one, and it was the Silver Lunar Dragon, and I was like, we already did you, like, the fuck, get out of here, like, what are you doing? And then all of a sudden I was like, well, maybe you're supposed to be with one of these cards. And when I turned over the other 2, I was like, oh, it's one of the trifecta things, because the Silver Lunar Dragon, who we did invoke earlier, her counterpart is the Golden Solar Dragon, okay, which you can probably tell, very masculine. If the Silver Lunar Dragon is feminine, then the Golden Solar Dragon is masculine. So I will show you those right now. We're just going to jump right on in. So here are they're both. So we already did her, like, I don't remember what day, a few days ago, and she helped clear out. We realigned our causal chakra. We cleaned out any degraded structures in our causal plane and re-emphasized areas in our causal plane. Her counterpart is this Golden Solar Dragon. So when you put them together, they really are just each other's mirror, or you can have them like this. I like them looking at each other, but they are just each other's, they're just the same card, right, but with different colors, and that's just because they are the exact opposite, yet fit so perfectly. So the Golden Solar Dragon helps you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. Let your DNA be reprogrammed with light codes activated. Become an inspired leader. And then the counterpart, of course, being the Silver Lunar Dragon, bathes you in divine feminine light. Come into balance and practice peace, harmony, and cooperation. Expand your causal chakra. So the reason why I knew when she popped back up again that there was another one that comes with her is because together they are the yin and the yang. They work together. Hey, Summer. They work together. They are the perfect opposite of each other. And because of that, now that we're at the end of this series, what they're doing is really like solidifying this practice, letting you know that you have reached a new level and that you can start strengthening the energetic structures in the causal plane again, especially with the new in Sagittarius, a fire sign, a lot of transformation that can still go on at the end of the year. So these 2 dragons together are just holding that space, the yin and the yang energy, for you to really, you can build something new. It can be super scary, but we have to remember the farmers used to plant this time of year knowing that they would be getting carrots and all this other stuff later on. And onions and garlic and all the things that you really can grow during the winter. And I know that a lot of my clients are down in the southern hemisphere, so like winter time to them is cold. They understand. Like I live in the northern hemisphere, so right now it's getting cold and windy, and Christmas means snow here because I live in Utah. So we have all 4 seasons, sometimes all in the same day, because the weather here is freaking bipolar, I swear. We have a saying in Utah, if you don't like the weather, wait 5 minutes. Because it's really that crazy sometimes, especially when you live at the base of the canyon like I do. It's just like, I have no idea, children. Like, yeah, let's just layers. Layers is the key to living in Utah, is really, if you ever come and visit, layers. Just know that. Okay, tangent over. So these 2 dragons are coming together, and especially like right now we have a new moon on the 26th. So in 2 days, on like Tuesday, is a new moon in Sagittarius. So you're like really cleaning up this energy, bathes you in that divine feminine light while helping you stand in your masculine power with wisdom. You come into balance. So we've had a lot of cleansing and a lot of healing, and there's also been some activations. We've had a couple of the dragons really get in our face as soon as I start channeling this and tell you that you're playing too small, and tell you that your excuses are not valid, and tell you that you can hold this really high energy field but you are scared. So knowing that that is just what's going on in the energy is just the 2 different halves of you. You are not separate. A lot of people like to use tools. You know, they have I know a tool that a lot of my friends and my old mentor that I had, so I know a lot of people in her circle, she uses this tool called the Magic Man tool. And a lot of people that I've talked to and even worked with, who have worked with her as well, or have taken some of her programs and know that tool, they forget that the Magic Man is just their divine masculine. It's just their golden solar dragon. It's the exact same energy. And they forget that like their dark empress, they're receiving, the one that has these desires, the one that has their decrees and the requirements, and who just receives and receives and creates in her dark womb. That's just the silver lunar dragon. They're the exact same energies, and they're both you. So you have to bring these into perfect harmony. And that's why they're here together, being supported. And this is like the general energy in the whole group. Each one of you has a black dragon from Saturn that is ready to come into your sphere right now. And these dragons, when he came up, I just started laughing. Like, because I turned these 2 over and I was like, oh, okay, that's obviously. Didn't figure that he was going to play into it at all. And when I flipped him over, started laughing, because this is the dragon that whenever I do a card reading for someone who's ready to work with me, he always pops up. Every single freaking time. That someone is ready to go hardcore into one of my intense containers, one of my longer containers, he pops up. So if you've been on the fence over the last few days and now you see him, just know that. So he brings you wisdom through spiritual discipline. So we talked about spiritual discipline yesterday a little bit, or actually that was in my group, my other group. I get so confused. So in my group, the Alchemic Ways, the Ancient Ways Alchemic Society, where we're learning all about all different old traditions, from Egyptian to Wicca to Buddha to Mayan, Peruvian, shamanic healing, everything freaking in between is welcome in this group. Judeo-Christians, we've got Unitarians, we got everybody, all on the spiritual path, all seeking a well and a place to have conversations and open dialogues. And we're doing a mantra challenge right now in that group that started yesterday for with Ganesha, who Ganesha is like the god that you call upon, the elephant god that you call upon before you start any Hindu ceremony, because just seeing him actually invokes the whole universe. His head being infinite wisdom with the elephant, and then his body is very like round and globular, and he's got a humanoid. He's usually depicted with 4 hands and then feet, but they're like human hands. They're not like they're not like elephant feet, right? That represents Earth. So when you invoke him, you are invoking the entire universe. So for him to be like, we just started that yesterday, the card that I pulled with him was spiritual discipline. And now you have the black dragon from Saturn. Hey, Casey. The black dragon from Saturn also really hitting that spiritual discipline home, spiritual discipline being spiritual self-worship. So when you hear someone saying that I'm self-disciplined, think about those people that go to the gym, okay? And you're just like, why? I am not a gym person, so like, bear with me. I have tried. It just doesn't work, okay? And you're just like, why? Why do you go to the gym? Why do you put yourself through all that pain? Why do you put yourself through all that like sweat and grunting and like, oh no, thank you. And they're like, because I love the way I look. I love the way I feel, or maybe it helps them stay sober, like whatever it is, there's a reason. So I do that with yoga, but not to the same extent. I definitely do it when it comes to like meditation. So I keep my mind more like in that space. I've really been getting into yoga a lot though. So like that's one of those things that I really like to do every day. But when it comes to this spiritual practice, because it isn't as physical, it's a little bit harder. Oh yeah, you totally gym. You totally gym, Casey. I forget that you do that. You do. See? Casey goes to the gym. He's got a ripped body last I remember. But you're a dad now, so you got that dad bod. Just kidding. Okay, my husband's a dad. He's not ripped though. Okay, so the black dragon from Saturn, he also focus on your ultimate vision. Congratulate yourself, you have passed a test. So what he does is helps you come and cultivate a new spiritual practice. And a spiritual practice can be, should be about 30 to 60 minutes every day, where you commit to doing visualization, where you do intention setting, maybe you work on the astral plane, maybe you channel, maybe you write some of your book, maybe you do your voiceless. It's your self-care routine. Okay, so many people say it's yourself, like they're just like, oh, it's self-care, it's self-care. No, it's self-worship. It's actually a form of self-discipline, because how many people out there are actually waking up at 5 a.m. to have an extra 90 minutes before their family wakes up? Not a lot of people. And yet when you go and look at who the people are that have ultimate visions, you hear that. That's how I know when you're like a client that's ready to work with me, that he comes up, is because of the ultimate vision part. That's who I work with, people who have ultimate visions, people who want it all, every single thing that they could ever dream of. And then they know that there's got to be more, because they know that if they can already think it, then it exists on an energetic plane, and now all they have to do is match their vibration. Then you get to a point where you're living like I am, where the unimaginable happens, so you can't really plan it as much, but you just continue to think big. You guys know the story. I legally can't run for president until 2028. But the fact that I continuously talk about it means that I already know that every step that I take, every word that I make, every step I take, sorry, showing my age, every move you make, I can't not sing it. Can you guys not? I'll be watching you. Okay, I got it out of my system. I'm trying to stop. It's like that South Park episode with Come Sail Away. You guys know that? Showing my age again. Anyway, I continue to just I continue to just move and just stay in that knowing, and I can feel in my body the level of vibration. This is why I teach mind, body, spirit. It's all connected. Weird. I'm watching this, and this is the card. I'm ready to work with you. Yes. Yeah. Casey, you missed this too. Yeah, these guys are amazing. These two Silver Lunar and Solar Dragons here. They're the yin and yang divine masculine, feminine. So they're coming in and then supported by this guy. So he's saying like, you're all already now perfectly balanced just over the last 11 days. Even if you haven't been here, you've either been astrally here or your energy's been here, or some here you've been here and now you're here watching this right now, or you're watching it on the replay and you're still watching it. You've gotten this far. You've made it 14 minutes in to hear this part of the message, that you have balanced everything, you're cleansed, you're healed, you're essentially in neutral. You're in neutral and have the opportunity to build a whole new foundation in the causal plane, strengthening all of your dreams, holding that ultimate vision and making it happen really freaking fast, because my clients are already seeing results that with previous coaches, they were like, this would have taken me months. It would have taken me months to get this sort of clarity, and I've been working with you for 3 weeks. So that's the opportunity that I give you when you work with me, because I am so not only tuned into these dragons, you guys know this deck that I've been using, but also other tribes. I've channeled other tribes for my clients. My own tribe is in this deck. I'm from the Titanium Black Diamond tribe. And we all have our own dragon names. You guys, I've said this as well. Kelebalithecia is my dragon name, but you can call me Karen. It's very much like having a really long name and then having a shortened one. Or, you know, it's like Prince Harry, blah, 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 blah of England, right? But we all just call him Prince Harry. So it's the same kind of concept, because your higher self is your dragon self. You have the capacity to create a form. You actually can create like other beings. This is kind of cool. I just learned about these. They're called servitors, where you can create these other beings out of your own energy that run. Essentially, they become like energetic gophers for you, and they go for all the things that you need out in the universe, and they line up these things for you. So I've been working with those, and once I get like pretty solid with it, we'll be teaching my clients, and some of my clients already knew about them, so now we're like kind of comparing notes, which is really cool, because metaphysics is the shortcut. This is what I've been saying this whole time. You have stepped into Wonderland. I am the Cheshire Cat, and I am showing you the shortcut through the hedges. You know that the Queen of Hearts is right there. Like, when you step into a container with me, you know that shit's going to blow up. Because the other analogy that I love the most to use is that crazy thing in Switzerland that's like all the way underground, that they're like running atoms through to like create nuclear explosions to see what happens, right? How they figured out the Higgs boson was a thing. That's what I am. Like, I know that the people that come into my container are going to be telling me things that most coaches would be like, whoa, 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 one step at a time. Whoa, 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 hold on. You want to be a Grammy Award winner, and you want to write a best-selling book, but next year you want to also have your 5th baby, and you're going to go travel the world with your kids. Okay. And 95%, 99% of mentors, coaches would be like, you need to pick one, let's focus, blah, 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 blah. And I'm like, okay, perfect. Let's prioritize. And we prioritize it, and and if you don't have it accomplished, then we at least have set you up with an extremely good game plan that you can keep going. And just because you work with me for 6 weeks doesn't mean that you can't decide to work with me for another 6 weeks. It's that my growth is so quickly that after 12 weeks, we need to reevaluate and reassess and see what needs to happen, because I know how quickly I move and how quickly you need to be able to keep up to be in a container with me, which is why I have an application, which is why we get onto a phone call, which is why if you know that you want to work with me by now, you already know, and everything else is you just like making excuses, which is again why he shows up. On the very last day of me doing one of these trainings, for all of you guys, because some of you have been consistently showing up. A couple of you, like Casey, my man, have not watched any of these yet, and yet are here. But a few of you, who you know who you are, have been watching every single day, and you're hanging out in my energy field, and I can hear you, and you're asking me all these questions in the astral plane. Make it real, baby. Like, make it physical. So, anybody have any questions or anything? Hey, Terrell. Okay, cool. So, we're going to do the vocal toning now. So, this should be fun. So the vocal toning is when you have multiple dragons like this, what's going to happen is that there's only one of me, obviously. So I vocally tone the energies of all three of them, however that comes out. Sometimes there's a lot more of the like multiple sounds, or my hands like clapping, and like the rest of other sounds can get involved. The energy with these guys right now is very just like, I don't know, a Black Eyed Peas song just played in my head. Let's get it started. Yeah, okay, do you guys know what I'm talking about? That's the energy in here right now, is just like, let's do this. Everyone's at neutral, everyone's activated, everyone's at an equal balance, everyone's at a fresh freaking start. We went through Libra, we've done the Scorpio thing, we did the crazy Mercury retrograde, we've done all this healing, all this other stuff. We've got, I couldn't even tell you. I know that some of the people that watch this like are very astrological, so if y'all know more about how Sagittarius being in the new moon and all of this and Jupiter and I keep reading all these crazy things that go totally over my head, but if any of you guys get it, feel free to comment in here so that the rest of us can get a little lesson. And we're just gonna get it like, and then you have the opportunity right here. It says right there, concentrate, focus on your ultimate vision, congratulate yourself, you have passed a test. So maybe he's also saying to some of you who aren't in a space where, like, I know there's people who are on this live stream who literally can't afford to work with me, which is fine. I get that. I'm not trying to make you lose your house. Like, please do not ever think that I'm that type of person, because I have worked with a coach that told me to skip my mortgage, and that shit sucked. Like, it was like, that's the type of crazy things that people will do to tell you that, yeah, trust me enough to do this for you. I would never put you in that situation. So for those of you who are in a space where you're like, I want to work with her, but I can't work with her right now, or I want to work with her, but it's just not a right fit at this moment, then the Black Dragon is just congratulating you, really saying, like, you have passed this test. No matter where you are in your space right now, you are at this divine neutral energy. Again, even those of you who haven't been watching the whole time, you're here now, you're watched this far, you're in this perfect yin and yang energy. It is the perfect time to take a leap, to find a mentor, to be on the spiritual path, to get to your ultimate vision, to reach everything that you could ever dream of and more, because that's what my clients get, because we use extreme metaphysics as well as embodied movement and neurofascial unwinding and quantum physics and all the crazy knowledge that I have, and also call upon your dragon, your own infinite wisdom that is living inside of you, that you until now have been keeping it caged or are just really too afraid of what it is, because that would mean that you would have to accept that you really do know how worthy you are for the amazing things that you want, and being that big and that loud is really scary. It is. And that's why going on a spiritual journey and having a discipline, having a mentor to help you stay accountable is such a blessing. And then when you're with someone who's like an energetic Olympic trainer, then it's just next level. Then it's just game over. Okay, what can I do and how can I do it? So we're going to tone all of these guys. Hey, Lyra. And get you all on your way on this beautiful Saturday. So go ahead wherever you are, close your eyes, get relaxed. Take a deep breath, get a little sip of water if you need to. Okay. So, I want you guys to all imagine yourself sitting where you are. And you're kind of like close up to this scene. You're like almost looking at yourself in a mirror, or maybe from behind you can see the top of your head. Whatever works. Because this is the thing, is that I think, therefore I am, right? So the fact that you can even conceptualize seeing yourself outside of your body means that you already are above and beyond consciousness. It's a crazy thing to be human, that we can think about these things. So see yourself there, and what you're going to do is slowly the view's going to pan out as I'm toning. A perfect balance of yin yang energy. A perfect balance of masculine and feminine. Within you, the Kundalini energy, the divine masculine and divine feminine, the DNA, crystalline DNA, dragon codes all completely lit up in your body, opening a pathway to the causal plane so that you can strengthen your energetic structures there in whatever your ultimate vision is. And slowly you're going to pan out, and by the end of this, you're going to see yourself, this tiny little human inside of this giant dragon, accompanied by the other 3 dragons. And it's okay if you can't really see it or if you don't feel anything. It's all about intention. So we're setting the intention that by the end of this toning, we'll have zoomed out of this. Right now we can just see ourselves sitting where we are. We'll have a zoomed out view, and we'll see our human self inside of this giant dragon self, accompanied by 3 other dragons, the black dragon from Saturn, and then the silver lunar and golden solar dragons. Take a deep breath in through your nose. Hold. Release. Another deep breath in. Hold. Release. One last time, deep breath in. Hold. Release. Oahe, 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 kuru e avi amana. Oahe, 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 kuru. Ue mavi ono ve ami ane omo. O ave abi do ababe adoa. O ave abe adoe o ea. O ave amani oro e avi abo e araba. We are. Berea, Berea, Beo, Dea, Bea, Neo, Berea, Bea, Dea, Neo, Ea, Eo, 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 Ea, Eo, 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 Ea, Manea, Mea, Nea, Meo, Mea, Dea, Mea, Meo, Rovea, Tava, Eo, Ba, Ea, Ah, Ah, Ah. So now you see yourself, this tiny little human, physicalized, dense matter, so dense, that's why you're so little compared to the massive, giant dragons that are in your presence, which you are one, connected to the entire universe and yet also connected to this moment in your physical body. You have the entire universe at your disposal, and yet you have been choosing to play small. And right now, in this moment, in this infinite still point of now, you have the opportunity to begin your spiritual journey anew, to take the opportunities given to you with utmost respect for the power that it will give you, the wealth, the abundance, the prestige. You will be living a purpose-filled, passionate, pleasurable life, filled with so much service. And all you have to do is remember, in those moments when you feel so small and so weak, that you really are a dragon, that you matter, that what happens in your life matters, that the choices that you have made in the past have made you who you are. But all of those emotions, all of that energy, all of those cords have now been cut, and you are given a new start today in this moment. As the famous quote says, your mind is a garden and your thoughts are the seeds. You can either grow flowers or you can grow weeds. Go ahead and slowly come out of the causal plane and the dragon plane and come back to your human body. I don't want to pull you in too fast because I want you to feel where you're at right now. This high level energy voltage in your body is your natural, normal state. This sense of euphoria that you're feeling right now, this I could take on the world, this vast amount of emotion is your normal state of being. This is why you can move mountains. This is why you can change the world. And this is why you're so damn scared all the time, because it's a lot of power. So you go very quickly back to normal. You very quickly ground yourself. You very quickly get back into your body as fast as you can instead of feeling what it's like to be expansive, what it's like to be all-knowing and all-powerful, and then knowing exactly how to direct that power to serve in the most beautiful and magnificent way possible. Oh, we had some other people join. Hello, everyone. Does anyone have any questions? This is the last one of these. Day 11 has wrapped. Let me know if you have any questions, though. I'll hang on for a minute. Sometimes I have to jump, but today I'm okay. We'll show you the dragons again if you just barely got on. So here's the black dragon from Saturn. And here are the silver, lunar, and golden solar dragons. Okay, well, if there are no questions, Thank you so much for allowing me to be in your space. I'm going to leave some links on here, so join us in the Alchemic Society, the Ancient Ways Alchemic Society, for our 40-day mantra challenge. Also, if you're here in Salt Lake, tomorrow is a dragon circle. We are learning about Kuan Yin's pink dragon. She's amazing. It's at Synchronicities in Sandy at 1 o'clock tomorrow. I'll leave the link. It's a $20 ticket. And then also my bespoke Dragon Invocations. Oh, that was the other thing. I have a new awesome two clearings, one clearing and one activation freebie, totally free. Just sign up. I'll leave that link too. Super awesome that I downloaded and wanted to give everyone, so that you just have these when you need them. You can they're just unlisted YouTube links. And then amazing, yay, Casey, you're still here, hi. And then what's the other thing? Oh, and then the other thing is my 2 ways you can work with me. The Bespoke Dragon Invocation is a $147 investment, where I do essentially what we just did. Like right now, I pull some cards for you, we figure out where your energy's at, and then I will channel that for you specifically. And then of course I have 6 or 12-week packages to work with me one-on-one with your specific goals, your big dreams, your ultimate vision, and really getting that going, so you can apply. I'll leave the application up there for that. And also look out later this week. I'm going to be having another special announcement about the group program that I am launching that will be starting February 1st. So there'll be more information about that later this week. So you are not gone, you are not done with me yet. So thank you everyone for being here. What a beautiful 36 minutes. Mwah. Thank you everyone, and I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your weekend. Bye now. Maybe.